Hello and welcome to Veggie Patch Ideas. Today I promised it's all about chard and that beautiful vegetable you can put all around your borders if you want to in your garden. It is the best looking plant that you can find in the allotment. Tastes really nice. You can harvest from it for 3 to 6 months, so it's a proper doer. It's not like those fast crops. This one will sit around. And the best thing is, it's July, we can start sowing it now because we're planning for the future. So we're planning for our cooler crops. This plant, it will take a little bit of time to germinate and to grow into a bigger plant before we can put it on. So before we can put it out into the ground, which is perfect for now, because by the time this plant gets ready, it should have started to cool down. If not, we can just shade net it and see it through the season until those cold days. Or wait until the end of July and start sowing it. There's no right or wrong, and as gardeners, we like to experiment because we never know what's around the corner. We may have an Indian summer, it might be hot for a long time, or summer might end tomorrow. That's life in the UK. So what we've got Bright Lights chard because it's the best looking vegetable. I love the taste of it and it's good for stir fries. Cook it like a cabbage, stick it on your Sunday dinner. Everyone's a winner. Right, so Bright Lights chard. Now I've finished waffling, we can get to some sowing. And we've just got a normal compost mix, just a multi-purpose compost, that's all. They are very large seeds. And these will just individually, one per cell, and we have 15 cell trays here, so we're going to get 15 plants if they all germinate. Now if you've got loads of seeds, put 2 per cell and see what happens, like we've got here. But if seeds are thin on the ground, 1 will do. They should germinate. It'll take 7 to 10 days, maybe even longer, 14 days. Since I've done the what I'm sowing in July video, my My Bright Lights chard has not come through yet. It's early days, so we're not concerned. And after 14 days, if you see nothing, it's probably a dodgy seed packet. You may have to rebuy. So let's get these in. Completely forgot which hole I've been sowing in. Let's just pop a few around. And this packet is 2 years old. I'm not shy with using old seed packets. So I'm due a new packet anyway. So these are in. So as for germination temperature, it's 50 to 85 Fahrenheit and around 10 to 29 degrees. So it'll pretty much, in summer, this time of year, it will germinate. So let's put some compost over the top. And that's all there is to it. Very simple. And speaking of chard and looking after them, where you're putting them, it needs to be, if possible, half decent soil. So dig some organic matter in if you can, or top dress it with a bit of multi-purpose compost or garden compost. It will do all the good for starting that plant off. Before it goes in the ground though, you may need to harden it off, and if you're going from extreme temperatures, definitely harden it off. So you've potted it on, or you've let it grow really big in these cell trays, you've hardened it off for a day, and then it's time for the ground. You want a nice mix of soil. It will grow in any soil, but add some organic matter if you can first. It will do it the world of good, and that's all you need for feeding it. I don't do anything for the following 6 months of plants in the ground. If it's feeling lucky, I may give it a top dressing, but very rare if I do, and I always do well with my chard. So pop it in the ground, it will look after itself. You do need to water it, however, once or twice a week. Point the hose at the root and give it a really good soak. That's all it'll need. And with most vegetables, don't panic too much. Let the roots go down, they'll find the water source and it'll encourage more root growth. The meaner you keep it, believe it or not. So water the roots heavily once or twice a week and you're good to go. And if you're in the UK, it always rains and it's an outdoor thing. Now, I did try this in the polytunnel last year and it did really well. So if you're thinking greenhouse polytunnel, yes, it's an absolute belter in the polytunnel, but it also does just as well outside. So for us home gardeners, all these allotment gardeners like I am, you can put it anywhere and it'll grow anywhere. And like I said at the start, put it in the borders of your home. It looks absolutely fantastic. And I dare you to walk around the garden centre and find a better looking plant with bright orange and pink stems. You just won't. Right, okay, so that's it in the ground, and accidents do happen, or the environment does happen when it's in the ground. And the most common thing that's going to happen with chard is it just bolts. It sets seed, so you'll get a flower spike come up straight from the middle and it will begin to flower, and it's like little seed heads on it. Now, first thing is act fast. So if you see any form of spike coming out of your chard, break it off immediately and just nip it in the bud. What it means, it's got too hot, too high, it's just basically stressed. So if it's heat, always make sure you've got some shade netting around, and this is just going to cool the plant down on those hot days. Make sure it's watered on the really, really hot days. The less stress you can give to the plant, the less chance or the less reasons it has to bolt. Now, you can overwater a chard and underwater a chard. Like I said, once or twice a week is fine, but don't get watering it absolutely every day and drowning it, because again, it's going to cause stress and it's going to cause bolting. The other one is what I hinted to before. I don't feed my chards anything, simply because if you put too much nitrogen or grow it in a very, very nitrogen rich area, it can indeed cause stress to a plant, and guess what? It's going to bolt again. So that, I hope, Sharon, I know you asked a question. I hope it's answered your question, Sharon, and that one was for you. Now, it does take around 2 months, believe it or not, to get into a place where you can plant it outside. So when it gets to a decent size seedling or mini plant, you know it's time to go. And if you leave it longer, don't stress it. If you leave it longer, it's less likely to get attacked by slugs. If you are putting it out very, very early, or if you are direct sowing it, then just make sure you've got slug controls in place. And if you want to know more about slug controls, I'll link a video in the description showing you how to eliminate slugs the humane way, because literally they can't get near the area. And as for spacing your plants when they are out, I would recommend minimum of 1 foot, so 12 inches, simply because if you do all the right things and you get big plants, they are big. They can be around this tall, so around, I don't know, 60, 70 centimeters tall. They can get very large, and the leaves, always harvest the leaves at the side first, by the way, but they can get a big plant. And if you pack the plants very close together, again, it can cause stress to the plant, and stress means, Sharon, bolted. Yeah, exactly. Now, one thing I do need to buy, and I've been so busy just lately, I need to buy a rose for my watering can. I've got a sprinkler system, but it's all the way down the bottom. Let's give this a water in. Guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you, as always, on the next video.